Welcome back to the Valencia save here on FC26. We are in the January transfer window. And if you missed the last episode, we've had some rather notable, unexpected events arrive. Initially, the board came to me and said a few weeks ago that they wanted me to spend every single penny in my budget because none of it is going to get carried over to next year. Then, when we hit January the 1st, they sent me another message to say, thanks to the current financial situation of the club, any sales you make won't see the funds recycled into your transfer budget. So they want me to spend all the money I currently have, but if I sell anyone, I can't have that money to spend. I think it's probably a little bit counterintuitive. They kind of don't necessarily go hand in hand, those two. They're like, we've got money problems, so you can't get any more, but spend everything you've got. Okay. Well, I'm going to spend it. I've got €54 million available for me to try and spend in this window, and we're going to look for a centre-back and a striker winger. And we got some people in mind. We've got some actually half-decent people in mind that are going to significantly improve our team. You'll also notice that Jose Gaya has the little symbol above his name there. That means that he's absent at the moment in time. There was another unexpected event in the last episode where he's gotten ill. He's only away for 5 days, but he's gotten ill, and if I'd have kept him and allowed him to continue to train, then it might have spread amongst the squad. Don't really want a flu virus pandemic within the squad, thank you very much. So Gaia is not available for the next game. That next game coming in a couple of days' time against Celta Vigo, who are right with us in the league. We're up to 8th after some improved form in the last episode. A 4-0 win against Atleti and a 3-2 win against Mallorca. Don't ask me about the Sevilla games. Celta Vigo, Elche, Getafe and Espanyol later on in the month of January. At the moment, we're out of the Copa del Rey now, thanks to that defeat to one of the two defeats to Sevilla in the last episode. So we've actually not got that much left to do this season. So we're going to bring some players in, we're going to play some games, and hopefully we're going to qualify for Europe next year. But we shall wait and see what happens. Please do drop the video a like if you're enjoying the save thus far. I'd appreciate it very much. Of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. The Crystal Palace save is going live at 3 PM every weekday. This series is going live at 6 PM every weekday. Thank you for showing your continued support here, though, on the Valencia save as we crack further forward. Do come and join the live streams as well, by the way. We live stream here on YouTube. We live stream over on Twitch and Kick, so do drop by on your preferred platform. We have players in the transfer hub that we're looking to sign. So I'm looking for a striker and I'm also looking for a winger that can maybe play at striker as well. We're also looking for a centre-back. So my preferred options here, everybody on the list we believe would be available. Actually, I was wondering whether Asensio would be available for loan. The answer is no, so we'll take him off. Everyone I believe here should be available and should be a relatively realistic signing. Centre-back-wise, I'm going to go for Flavio and Enzo Bayomo. I think that's the Cameroon flag. Correct me if I'm mistaken. Doesn't actually have anything other than the long ball pass play style, but he's just pretty good. He's probably the best centre-back we could realistically sign at this stage from La Liga, so I'm going to do it. And then with regards to the winger situation, I think I'm going to go with Javier Puado. He's currently Espanyol's top goal scorer, but obviously Espanyol are a small club. Valencia have got quite a bit of pulling power, especially with the fact we're trying to build a bit of a project here. So Puado is playing very well. He's currently a striker left mid cam, but obviously I'm going to play him at left wing. Our current cam, Luca Beltran, is only in on loan from Fiorentina. If we have a trouble with a budget next season, then Puado could certainly fill that cam role as well if we need him to. So I'm going to get him too. He's got precision header, rapid, quick step and relentless. So he looks like he's going to be a pretty decent player. So I'm going to get Puado in first. And then we're going to try and get Bayomo in as well. And I'm probably still going to have some budget left. So I might do something else. But we'll see if they'll just accept valuation here. They would like a Greenwich. I would like to not sell a Greenwich. But that's only 20 million with regards to the valuation. So that's not bad. So I offered them 19 initially for 19 in just financial terms. And now they've asked for 19.5 plus 5%. I mean, I'm in a position where we're just spending every penny, so it's not really that much of an issue, is it? That they want to ask for a little bit more. I'm not saving money for something else. Osasuna will bid valuation. We'll see where they go with this as well. Quite high, but that was expected, and he is one of the better defenders in the league outside of the top few teams. We'll start at 30 then, and they'll come down to 30. Well, that saved me €8 million, hasn't it? Let's agree contract terms then. Obviously, one bug that's been noted when you're buying a player like that and you're in the transfer negotiation, only shows you your transfer budget in the top corner and doesn't show you your wage budget. That is a bug. And here now you can see it's showing me my transfer budget and not my wage budget. So continually a bug and on the list of things to be fixed. We'll go for a 3-year deal for Puado because he is 27. Now, I'm going to throw it... Well, legally, I should be throwing a release clause in anyway, shouldn't I? And they're happy with a 50 million release clause. Suits me down the ground. He's on 27 grand, and I'll offer him 40 grand a week. Sign it, pal. Good boy. Javier Puedo joins from Espanyol. We have ourselves a new signing at the club. €19.5 million with a €50 million release clause. I'm pretty happy with that. Only a C rating, though. Now then, he's on 28.5 Boyomo, which we can definitely afford. We can afford to go slightly important. Yes, he's absolutely going to have important. We can... He's slightly younger, so we'll give him a slightly slightly longer deal of 4 years. Again, we're going to want a release clause in there. I'll go for, like, 70 million for him and see what they say. They're happy with a 70 million release. I wonder if that's bugs in that they just accept any release clause you put in. That would be something we could maybe test with a latter signing. Not one that I'm necessarily willing to lose, though. I'll offer him 40 grand a week as well. Should just take that too. Fantastic. Well, that's gone very well indeed. 2 signings in through the door on January the 1st. Get your business done early, pal. Right, let's go and play Celta Vigo with 2 new players in the ranks. Was that one a C as well? That one's an A. Thank you very much. I have €2 million left. Oh. Wow. Abate in my youth squad has 87 to 93 potential. Where has that come from? 87 to 93? What in the world? Okay, we have an Italian wonder kid in our ranks. Radu in goal for Celta Vigo. They're playing 3-4-3. Marcos Alonso is in their back line. They've got the other Beltran in their midfield. Gabi Jesus leads their line. Of course, Iago Aspas out on the right-hand side. Fran Beltran in their midfield. We're playing with our usual 4-3-3, with Boyomo now making his debut at left centre-back. And also, on the left-hand side, Puedo making his debut too. Hopefully, clean sheet for one and goals for the other. And that's not ideal if that stays there. Oh, good. Right. That's the thing. I mean, we were going to have to simulate one of the games today anyway, because we weren't going to play all of the games in the month. Maybe this just makes that decision for us. Celta Vigo will be a game we simulate, and we'll play the other 3. Hopefully, that doesn't cost us. We'll leave it on this sim, the interactive sim, as opposed to just quick simming it, so I can react to anything that happens. But, yeah, as we said, hopefully a clean sheet for one and goals for the other. But I won't be doing them. It will be the AI doing it for me. That's weird. I've not encountered that bug before. Well, 0-0 at half-time. 2 shots each. It's not been riveting. Or close to it. We had one one-on-one that Radu made a very good save with. And other than that, it's been a bit dud. But I'd rather it was a dud in a simmer than a dud in a game that we were actually playing. So, quite frankly, at this stage, I'd be quite happy to take the point, I think, away from home at Celta Vigo. We're close to them in the league. In fact, we're 8th, they're 9th, I think, prior to kick-off. Espanyol, whose man, obviously, we've bought in today's episode already, we have at the end of the day, and was probably going to be the one that I simmed, but... Oh, good save. But now it looks like we'll play Espanyol, and we'll actually give Javier Puado a run out against his former team. Question is, do I do the respect if I score with him against Espanyol, or do I take the piss and celebrate wildly? I guess it depends on the situation, doesn't it? They were nearly celebrating wildly there with a goal. I'm going to make a substitution. Let's take Javier off for Grinic. I'm going to put Javier Prado up top and bring Ramazani on the left. Only 60 seconds or so to go. And it doesn't look like a goal is going to come for anyone here. It doesn't. A 0-0 draw against Celta Vigo. I guess we'll be happy with the point. I don't really have any other alternative than to be happy with the points. Dimitrievski's now saying he needs more games. You're still part of the squad, mate. You've just signed a new contract, so don't get too carried away. To be fair, against Elche, I probably could play him, couldn't I? Elche actually probably would have been the one that I would have simmed. Anyway, we'll play Elche, Getafe and Espanyol, and I don't currently have any plans to do anything else in the transfer window because, well, as you know, quite frankly, I've got 2 million quid left and I can't sell anyone to bring anyone else in because I'm not going to get to keep the money. So, 3 games on the way and then deadline date. Newcastle have bid for Chiquete. He's only on loan. They'd like to loan him for 2 years. No. I'm quite happy with a 1-year loan till next January to see if we can get any growth out of him, but I don't think 2 years is the way forward. Napoli would like to loan to buy, but that's not what I'd like to do here, so we'll offer them just a 1-year loan as well. Surprised that clubs of that size are interested in him. We know that he's got decent potential because we saw when we had him on the shortlist that he was quite highly potentially rated with maximum growth, but that just reaffirms it, doesn't it, with Newcastle and Napoli being the 2 sides that have immediately shown interest. Obviously, Correa's going absolutely nowhere, thank you very much, especially with our current financial situation. So, Napoli have agreed to a 1-year loan. No, Napoli have agreed to a 2-year loan. They've agreed to not loan to buy, and now they'd like a 2-year loan. I'll propose a 1-year loan to them as well. So you wanted him for 2 years. I said, how about 1 year? He said, no, actually, let's just do it for 6 months. What? Can you pay more of his wages then? All right, thank you. That's weird. I mean, I suppose it means he'll be part of my squad next season as well. Hopefully he grows well enough to actually be able to be part of the squad next year. Newcastle have agreed a short-term loan deal as well. Well, he's going out for 6 months then, not 12. I mean, ideally, I'd like to send him out on loan for 18 months, the rest of this season and next season, but there isn't the functionality for that, so I guess that's not ever going to be a possibility for me. Montiano's probably going to say, I want to play ahead of Prado. Intriguing. I guess Prado is registered as a striker, not a left winger yet, but that's the point. I need to go and do the development plans. I'm going to train Javier Prado as a left winger, just as an FYI, but I think you already knew that. Defender, please. And then let me swap that. And Prado shouldn't take too long to change him to a left winger at all. 2 weeks. Perfect. Where's he going? I knew he'd pick Roma. So I had to restart the game because the same graphic bug was still in effect in the Elche game when we got there, which was very strange. And to be fair, it may still be when I get to the Elche game for the second time. If it is, I really am screwed. But Chiquete, Newcastle came in for him again, but it was Roma this time, not Napoli, that came in for him. So he's chosen Roma on this occasion. So he's going to Roma for a short-term loan. I really hope that when I jump into this game against Elche, I can actually see what's going on the pitch. Otherwise, that would be a ridiculous bug if it's crossing over multiple loadings of the game. Well, I can still grow Beltran. I'm in an awkward position where I'm kind of thinking maybe I don't grow Beltran because I want to buy him next season. But I also don't know how much money I'm going to have next season, so I probably shouldn't. Right, now that I've gotten as far as the Elche game, I will actually save it here. And then, hopefully, I'll save it over 2 of the save files. So I've still got 1 just in case we do need to have an older file for some sort of backup when it doesn't bug. Hopefully, I can actually see the pitch this time. Let's go and play Elche. Dituro in goal for Elche. They're going 5 back. 5-3-2 for them. Redondo in midfield. Is that the Redondo that was... Eddie Nketiah? Is that... Oh my god, has it done it again? No. Is that the Redondo potentially from Inter Miami? Maybe. We certainly know where Eddie Nketiah is from. Rafa Mir up top is a former Valencia player as well, I think. Thank you. Puado intercepts well. Juro looking for Puado. My first action with Javier Puado is not to score a goal, but to come very close. We're picking the ball about like bad boys. Puado, I don't know why I said it like that. Puado into Luca Beltran. And he'll miss the goal as well. Right. The first one I could understand. The second one, absolutely not. To be fair, I had the time and space maybe to take a touch there and try and find a more accurate, cuter finish rather than just powering it across goal. We're absolutely dominant though here against Elche, but I can't seem to score, which says to you one thing, which has already been mentioned in chat when I mentioned Elche's away record, which is the worst in the league, which is it's probably going to end up with a 2-0 Elche win, isn't it? Thierry Correa forward to Javi Guerra and Hugo Juro looking for Diego Lopez through the gap. He might just have been off, or he might just have been on. Beltran, Puado, welcome to Valencia. Bienvenidos, Javier Puado. He's off the mark for Los Che, his 9th goal of the season, and his first for me. Bosh. This could potentially, now it seems that actually we might genuinely be pretty decent against Elche. Could be one of the biggest wins we've gotten all season if I can keep up the pressure and actually start to score the chances that we're creating. We got a big 4-0 win against Atletico, and obviously that was unexpected, but we were delighted with it. We scored 5 against someone else, didn't we? We won one game 5-1 earlier this season. I can't remember who that was against. I'm having flashbacks to winning a game very strongly, though. Regardless, we're 1-0 up here. 1-0 would be enough. At this stage of the season, points are more important than how many goals we're scoring and the margin of victory. Go on, Javier, get to that. Can't quite. But it looks like we're going to be 1-0 up at half-time. Could be 3 or 4, though. Febas. Redondo. That's looping. Holy moly. It looked like a waste of an effort from Eddie Nketiah there. I think he's getting substituted. No, it's Rafa Mir that's going off. And Andre Silva coming in. That was nearly the most awkward goal you've seen for a while. That would have been embarrassing for everybody. Even for Nketiah scoring it, it would have been embarrassing if that had gone in. Nice movement by Diego Lopez. It's a lovely ball through to him as well. And looking for Hugo Juro, who doesn't have the pace for me to burst into the space like that, unfortunately. That's a great header, though. Beltran will find Juro. Diego Lopez definitely does have the pace to break into that space, and then he's overrun it. Is that going to squeeze through? Yes, but not squeeze in, unfortunately. We win that with... We can, you offside. Fuck's sake, Prado. Alright, still 1-0 in, but I absolutely should have made it 2 there. Redondo. Pepelu trying to get out to him and failing to do so. It's a sharp turn by Redondo. Pepelu in the way that time, though. Beltran quickly to Juro. Goes short. Lopez is making that run inside the fullback again, who's just not dealing with it very well at all. This is the sort of problem I had with the 5-back at Crystal Palace. I just don't think 5-backs work very well with FCIQ. 3-backs similarly. Hugo Juro scores his 9th goal of the season as well. All of them have been for me. And it's 2-0. It's Montiano immediately on. Immediately involved. And immediately, hopefully, scoring. 3-0. This is why Elche have the worst away record in the league. Because they are leaky. I see it. Pepelu. Let's use the centre-back here. Boyomo. Oh. Get a bit fortunate. Oh, it's opened up. Their centre-back has gone absolutely wayward. 4. In the 88th minute. It's 4. Montiano off the bench to grab a brace. And the final whistle sounds. Another big victory for us. Against the side we would be expected with the team that we've got to get a decent victory against. So it's not a massive surprise when the side with the worst away record in the league turn up and you batter them. It's not really a shock, is it? Tottenham have bid again for Javi Guerra. It's the second time I think they've... It's Javi Guerra. For Thierry Correa. Pretty sure it's the second time Spurs have come in for him. I might be mistaken. I'm going to turn it down, though. Purely because of the financial situation at the club. If we hadn't had that message from the board, whereas I'm not getting any money from players I sell, then I would probably sell him on there. But I'm not going to, purely because of the situation. Mukhtar Diakabi has put in a transfer request. His contract is expiring at the end of the... No, his contract isn't even expiring. He just wants a new deal. No, I want to sell him in the summer. I don't want to sell him now. But I absolutely would be open to selling him in the summer. If he wants a new deal, he can have one, purely because we will put a bigger release clause in there. It's currently 16.3 million. I'll put rotation if you're signing it. You probably want important, which is fine for the time being. Yeah, 1 year extension is fine by me. Can we up the release clause, though? You're going to need a release clause. It was 6. Was it 16? I'm just going to put like a 26 million release clause in there. 21.7. Will you come any higher than 21.7? They might come to 23.7. They will. I'd take 23.7 for Mukhtar Diakabi, quite frankly. And if you'll sign just a small increase in wages, then I'd be very happy. All right. We're going to be able to maximise the sale of Mukhtar Diakabi in the summer then, provided our financial situation in the summer has changed from what it is right now, which is not healthy. He's actually come to me immediately and said, I'm glad you recognised how valuable I am. Let's get back to work, shall we? Oh, I forgot Liam Delap was playing for them. 20 appearances, 6 goals for Liam Delap on loan at Getafe. He had an unbelievable chance against us, didn't he, at the beginning of the season? I've just had a flashback to it when they came to the Mestalla. 1-on-1, 12 yards out, nobody near him, and fired it straight at the goalkeeper. I hope he's just as bad this time. David Soria in goal for them still. 5 back for them. Sergio Rico at left, I think it's Sergio Rico. Mia in the midfield. Delap and Juanmi up top still for them. Yeah, David Sevilla, Diego Rico. Well, the 5 back for Elche wasn't very good at all, but I have a feeling that part of that was due to it being Elche. Getafe's 5 back's probably going to be a bit better, but we made some tactical breakthroughs earlier in the season, and I feel like we're a better side now than we were when we last played Getafe, so fingers crossed we can get victory from this one as well. We're actually starting now to build up a head of steam in the league in January, and fingers crossed we will get the European spot that we feel like we probably deserve. I don't think we deserve anything more than Europa League at best, but absolutely, with the season we're starting to put together now, and the consistency we're putting together, I think we're well deserving of... Well in, have we? We're well deserving of a European spot right now. I'm going to drill this in. Wasn't particularly drilled very well, was it? No. Well up Boyomo. He's been rock solid since signing. Not sure what Hugo Jura's all the way back here, but that'll be a free kick for us. Thank you very much. Greenwich apparently can take a decent free kick. Let's try something then, shall we? Let's try... Where's the old knuckle? Give me a knuckleball. Inside foot curled, outside foot curled. Okay, well, let's just try something then. Can we have a cheeky knuckler? I mean, it did knuckle there, to be fair, right at the end. It was just all the way up there. Javi Munoz, nice in. Javi tackles Javi. Diego Lopez has got the space to get into, and that ball is going to find Hugo Duro as well. Oh, no! I was just going to square that to Danuma for a tap-in, especially as the goalkeeper was starting to rush towards me. Javi Guerra finds Diego Lopez. Giro's won that header well, just to try and keep the ball away from the Getafe backline. Danuma, it's a good run from Greenwich, but I'm not going to get there, unfortunately. Boyomo is winning absolutely everything in the air. He's got 88 jumping, and it shows thus far. No one has got near him aerially. I think he's going to prove to be an invaluable member of this defensive unit for the entirety of the rest of the save at this rate. 22 minutes in, we can't seem to take the lead yet. Juanmi, well in, a Greenwich. Juro out wide. Diego Lopez, little 1-2. One way then the other. Beautiful finish. Opened up the face of his body and slotted it home with the instep. 10th goal of the season, a landmark milestone moment for Hugo Duro. And we lead. Fran Garcia looking for the run and finding it of Prado. Turn and cut back inside. Driven really nicely to Danjuma, who doesn't actually turn that well. Boyomo has not missed a header once. Kai Havertz is transferred to Crystal Palace. It just says top left. Kai Havertz, now a Crystal Palace player. His Arsenal career didn't work out. I have a feeling if I signed Kai Havertz in my Crystal Palace save in Season 1 in January, I might get a little bit of abuse in the comment section about it being unrealistic. Wow, what a signing. Javier Puedo will cut this back. It's the right thing to do here. And Danjuma hopefully has the acceleration to beat the defender. He does not. I am not getting on with Danjuma. In the summer, we're definitely selling Diakabi. We're definitely selling Danjuma. And we'll see what else we do with the rest of the squad. But there are I definitely have some favourites. And I definitely have some players that underperform for me. And those that I wish did better than they do, and I'm actually willing to put the work in with, like Pepelu, whereas others I'm quite happy to just let go, like Danjuma. Although, he's just won that back, and now he's got the whole half to race into. So, let's hope he scores here, shall we? I'm not exactly sure what that defender's doing, because it's only at the very... Oh my God, Danjuma, you're absolutely utter shite. I mean, the defender initially... He's caught in two minds there. He doesn't know whether to stay where he is and try and stop the puck. But I mean, he's got to close down the ball runner there. Even if you leave the man that's free, you have to close down the ball runner. You can't just let a man run straight in on goal. You have to presume he's going to be selfish and just force him to make the pass rather than just let him run straight through. Fortunately for him, it was Danjuma going straight through who just fucked it at the other end of the pitch. That's well over the top. Honestly, I don't know what Danjuma's doing there. He's got to hit the target. That's just entirely unacceptable. 22 minutes to go. It's still only 1-0. So we might actually end up ruining that miss by Danjuma come the final whistle. I certainly hope we don't, but we genuinely could do. It does tend to be the 5-backs that are more vulnerable to it as well. For sure. 5-backs and 3-backs. Although we're very rarely playing against 3-backs at the minute. I think we have played him against many. Finish from Liam Delat. Played in around the corner. And buries it in the top corner. And that is exactly what... I don't know what he's doing to celebrate. He's like, right, come on. And then he celebrates at the halfway line like that. Strange. Yeah. Gonna kind of ruin that that miss now, aren't we? A little bit. Thanks, mate. He's still on the pitch, somehow. Oh no, Danjuma. I made changes, but didn't take him off. I think I might bring Beltran, although I've only got 10 minutes left. Yeah. Danjuma's never playing for me again. He's just an absolute waste of space. It's Danjuma again. Drill it to Giro. Oh, it's Muntianu! He's hit the post! Oh, it's a brilliant ball. I'll give him his dues. Danjuma. That one was more difficult. 92nd minute. He's got 15 seconds to make an impact. Luca Beltran. And they're gone. Won his header, though. It's a 1-1 draw against Getafe. That's annoying, isn't it? Well, we have an email from the chief executive, and that email is telling me that Leeds have recalled Ramazani. So, that means Danjuma might actually get a bit more football. Thankfully, we've brought in Puado now. We do still have Rabba, to be fair. Although Rabba's not great. Jose Guy is now back and available as well. But I want to keep hold of Fran Garcia for the time being. Let's put Jose Guy on the bench there. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to look to loan someone in. I don't have any money to buy anyone, obviously, but I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to loan anyone. How much have I got in my wage budget? That's something that I should probably have a look. Well, €87,500 apparently. Okay. That could loan us in someone if we wanted to. I did look at Endrick potentially on loan because he was linked in real life, but the game wouldn't let me have him. Regardless, we've got Espanyol at home next. It's 7th versus 8th in La Liga. And we are the 8th, unfortunately. Hoping to, if we win, be 7th by the full-time whistle, because we would be. It's done on head-to-head in La Liga first, isn't it? But, I mean, we'd have beaten them, so we'd be above them on the head-to-head. Dimitrovic in goal for Espanyol, playing a 4-back. Mulder at right-back's pretty decent. Gonzalez in midfield will be decent too. Koleosho on the left still. Joffre on the right was a problem for us last time we played them. And now, without Javier Puado, they're playing Roberto up top at striker. So, obviously, having to have someone else fill the boots of the man that was their top goal scorer. But we're the bigger club, with the bigger draw, with a bigger future. And Puado is now playing for me. So, like I said earlier, depending on the situation, we will either celebrate wildly with him or we'll do the respect. But it does depend on the situation. Because if it's a last-minute winner, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to celebrate it like mad. Diego Lopez, however, has given us the lead already in the 5th minute. Great movement from him. He is an absolute baller, by the way. Fruk. Oh, all right. See you, Peps. He's absolutely left Pepelu for dead. Joffre. Oh, thanks, Urko. That was absolutely useless. Do that every time if you like, mate. Bad memories, apparently, for Carlos Corberán. That says to me that we lost last time we played Espanyol. So we might actually not go above them if we win this. It depends on the aggregate score across the 2 games. Don't recall losing by too much, though. Boyomo's too good! Honestly, he's an absolute cheat code at the minute. Here's Javier Puado. Oh, I couldn't quite get the angle to cut back inside and then look to finesse it. I probably would have done the apology to make it 2-0 in just the 16th or 17th minute. Setting that inside to Pepelu, who'll wind up for it. Oh, and crash it off the bar! What an effort from Pepelu from outside the box. That would have been an absolute stunner, but unfortunately it hasn't quite dipped enough. Lovely take by Diego Lopez. Sanchez looking to get free. Oh, it's lovely timing of the pass. Duro's in. Beltran just didn't make a good run there. I wanted to square that to Beltran, and he's just held on the edge of the box. Get in there, mate. I want to pull that back to you. Sanchez with a decent effort, but we were very, very regretful of efforts we didn't take in the game against Getafe. I do not want a repeat of that here against Espanyol, please. Here's Fruk. That's dipping. That could comfortably have dipped into the back of the net there. I am very, very pleased that it didn't. That could have... I don't know why he hit it so tamely. I'm sure I put more power on that. Beltran, nice turn. No, you don't. Bit of space for Sanchez here, looking for Hugo Duro. But he can't turn Cabrera. Can't get the ball back. It's still only 1-0. This was the situation against Getafe, and then all it took was that one chance for Liam Delat, and they were level. Oh, that's a nice interception as well. We need to find multiple goals, I think. Or we just need everybody to be Boyomo defensively, and then we'll never concede ever again. The man is just ridiculous. I overran it. I was going to try and play the cute ball round the corner to Hugo Duro. Beltran. Nice. Duro takes it in his stride. Well, not got much extra pace. Ah, oh, getting to the edge of the box, then just because I'm sprinting a lot, I'm losing possession. Thank you. I'll have that. Little 1-2. Diego Lopez looking for Duro. Let's play that into the channel that was better than that. Duro, roll him. Get control of it. Oh, put it top bins was the next part of that sentence I wanted to say. They're making changes. I'm actually not going to rest on my laurels here. I am going to make some changes of my own. I'm going to bring a Greenwich on just for a bit of extra get up and go in the midfield. And hopefully that will be enough. I'm going to bring Jose Gaia on as well because he asked to play. He's just come back from illness. And quite frankly, I want to make sure I keep him happy. He is Mr. Valencia, isn't he? Sanchez. Nice. Looking for Duro. Paul Lozano is an interception machine. Apparently so is Beltran. We'll lift this, hoping that Lopez can get on the end of it. Oh, it's got to be a pen. Okay. He has lunged for the ball, not gotten to it, and then, yes, it's a split second later, but then failed my man. That's a pen ref. A Greenwich. Sanchez, Beltran, Duro. Ah! Come on. I mean, ultimately, we're at the right end of the pitch, so we already have the lead. I'm not hunting for a goal to go in front. I just want to extend it a bit if I can. Go on, Sanchez. Gets past one, runs into another. My game management hasn't been good enough there. I should really have just passed the ball around and seen the result through, but they're just pissing about with it at the back when they're 1-0 down. There's only 60 seconds to go, so that's going to be the win. Thank you very much. 3 points for Valencia. We smashed all of our goals, apparently, in the first game, because the second one, I should have scored more and didn't, and needed to. Second one, I should have scored more, or third one, should have scored more and didn't, but didn't need to. But, yeah, should have scored more goals in that episode. I'm happy enough, though, I suppose. It would have been nice to beat Getafe, though, wouldn't it? But that, I think, puts us above Getafe. Might leave us below Getafe on the head-to-head. It does. Sorry, Espanyol does leave us below Getafe on the head-to-head, unfortunately. But we won't be going any lower because that's the 4-point gap below. So we stay 8th. We are a point off Athletic Club, but they have a game in hand. And we're only 2 points behind Atleti, but they have 2 games in hand. So we're still a long way from... Jesus, Real Madrid are 10 points clear at the top of the table. Unbelievable, Jeff. They're flying. We're having a good season, though. Valencia fans, I'm sure, would bite your hand off for 8th in real life right now. You're welcome, Jose. Real Betis having an unbelievable season up in 3rd. They are our next opponents. But why would I loan? Why would I loan Montiano? Absolutely not. And Gaziantep's going nowhere. Gaziantep? Pepelu's going nowhere either, thank you. The aim is, of course, continually to not sell anyone because I'm not going to get to keep any of the money. We head towards deadline day, match rescheduled, Villarreal against Valencia. That will be because of a game that they have, not a game that I have. I'm not in any other competitions other than La Liga now, unfortunately. Newcastle have bid for Javi Guerra, £34 million. Again, I probably would have had to negotiate that, or would have been open to negotiating that if I was going to get the money, but I'm not going to get the money. So I'm not selling Javi Guerra to Newcastle. I'm sorry, it's not happening. No massive deals as of yet on deadline day. Prestiani leaves Benfica to go to Frankfurt. There's Martinez from Girona to Villarreal. That's a relatively realistic move, I would have said. Manchester United have bid for Diego Lopez with a swap deal for Amad Diallo. Now, Amad Diallo is very good, but Diego Lopez has been my guy in this save so far. I'm going to be quite bullish in this window. With the financial situation in the club as it is, I'm not just going to, yes, the situation is bad enough that I'm not allowed to keep any more of the transfer money that comes in. Oh, we were going to... Was it Dimitri? No, it was the Palace save where we were going to sell the second goalkeeper. Yes, the financial situation is bad enough that we're looking to... we're not allowed to keep any of the money that we make, but it's not bad enough that the board is saying I have to raise a certain amount of money from sales and they desperately need cash in the bank. So I'm going to turn bids down. Torreira has been approached by Villa. Now, Torreira was a player that I was wanting to keep hold. He's been approached by Villa because they've met his release clause. That is going to be me losing a centre-back and nothing I can do about it. And I'm not going to get any money as a result either to be able to replace him. Tijani Reinders has moved from Manchester City to Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, I can't mod that one back, unfortunately. I could offer him a new contract, actually, says Torreira. But, I mean, Villa aren't great. Where are Villa in the Premier League? Let's have a look at that, shall we? And see who else they have. I'm going to have to go to standings here now, aren't I, to do it this way. And then simulated competitions, Premier League. Aston Villa are 7th in the Premier League at the minute. They're going to be in the Champions League this year? I think they're in the Champions League this year, aren't they? Aston Villa. I think. they in the Champions League this year, Aston Villa? Or was it... Oh, no. It would be... it was Newcastle that got into the Champions League, wasn't it? So it would be Europa League. I think it is... Aston Villa smashed the Europa League. 8 wins in 8. I think I have to let him go, honestly. If I'm going to be bullish enough to turn down other bids, and perhaps slightly unrealistic in turning down some of those other bids, this one I'm just going to have to take on the chin, I think. Torreira is going to move to Aston Villa in this window, unfortunately. And I'm just going to have to suck that one up. It's my comeuppance for perhaps being slightly unrealistic with some of the bids that I've turned down thus far. Cesar Torreira joins Aston Villa. And Pau Torres alongside him as centre-back. We will have to look to replace him in the summer. Torreira sold for €24.1 million, and the board have allocated 0 to your current transfer budget as a result, because of the unexpected event we were aware of earlier on. Upamecano joins Real Madrid, and Marquinhos joins Atleti, as if those sides weren't good enough already. Right, okay, well, let's give you a full transfer window roundup then at the end of transfer deadline day. La Liga game between Betis and Valencia is literally on the 1st of Feb. Transfer window closes. Only 581 million spent in La Liga, although, to be fair, you expect those numbers to be lower in this division than the Premier League, don't you? But let's have a look. So Nuno Mendes has gone from PSG. Oh, Jesus, why are all the clubs in our division getting stronger? Nuno Mendes goes to Barcelona. Gavi, to be fair, went to PSG, and it's a PSG involved in almost everything here, aren't they? All but the Upamecano deal in the top 6 are all involving Paris Saint-Germain, with players in and out. Marquinhos, another PSG sale, obviously. DeMarco to Tottenham. Let's see what else happened in January. Tielemans to Barcelona. Christ. Rudiger to Manchester City. Kai Havertz to Crystal Palace. 44.7 million, that one. That's intriguing. Van Dijk to Real Madrid. No, why are Real Madrid getting so much better? They're already top of the league by 10 points. Gonzalo Inacio to Arsenal. I like that one. Mateta to Chelsea is intriguing. Oyarzabal to Milan happened in September. Oh no, 8th is August, isn't it? 9th is September. Tapsoba's moved to Leipzig. What else we got from January or from later than that? Boyomo's me. Okay, we're into the smaller deals now then. Berenguer has gone to Chelsea. Arnau Martinez we were aware of. Bahoya has joined Bilbao. Rico Lewis has gone to Nottingham Forest. Andy Robertson's gone to Newcastle. Hello. Munoz has gone to Bayer Leverkusen, as well as Romani. That's a great signing. Amir Romani from Napoli to Leverkusen. Sadio Mane in the Premier League with Manchester United. That you certainly didn't expect. Well, things are unexpected in career mode this year. None more so than in this save. But that's all for today's episode. We sit 8th in La Liga, which is perfectly good enough for Season 1. But if we can sneak into Europe, we'd be thrilled. Hopefully my Valencia shirt will turn up in the next couple of days. But for now, I've still only got the Palace one. It's on its way. Thank you very much for watching today. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Check the channel page for the Palace save, or of course anything from this one you might have missed thus far. And I shall see you tomorrow for 2 more videos.